Virginia. You're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Chairman Price and Ranking Member Diaz-Balart, thank you for providing me the opportunity to highlight matters of great importance to my district and the coal fields of Appalachia as you move forward in the appropriations process. One project I have submitted this year for your consideration is a pre-engineering study along a portion of the Coalfields Expressway, US Route 121. Now, the Coalfields Expressway and in West Virginia, I think they call it the King Coal Highway, but that has been designated since 1995 as a Congressional high priority corridor and is a proposed 4-lane highway that would provide a much needed and more efficient pathway through the Coalfields region of Southwest Virginia and Southern West Virginia. So what happens is this road would go from Beckley, West Virginia, down through West Virginia into my district, the 9th District of Virginia, and connect it up with 23 and then 26, which connect to Kingsport and Johnson City, which connects the northern part of the district or the roadway to Interstate 64 and Interstate 77. And on the southern end, you would end up with being able to connect to 81, or a faster way to connect to 81 for much of the region, Interstate 81, and to Interstate 40. So this pre-engineering work will focus on location analysis and engineering to assist with the planning, budgeting, and design of 2 sections of the proposed highway. And by providing the safe and rapid access to communities along the corridor, it will greatly improve interstate commerce between disadvantaged Appalachian regions of Virginia, West Virginia, and Kentucky. Now, as you all know, this is an area that's been ravaged by economic depression with the exit of much of the coal industry. And what people say is they say, okay, the coal industry's dead. What we need you to do is reinvent yourselves, come up with something new. The problem is that our road systems are so bad, and that most of these counties, or a large part of our coal producing counties, have no access to an interstate highway or even a 4-lane highway for part of it. And so this would connect all that together. And for those rare areas where we do have some flat land, attract manufacturing. So it would provide us with an economic lifeline, bringing in commerce and tourism to the area. The current roadways would benefit as well and make connectors. But it is extremely important that we work on this. This expressway would bring much needed commerce into the area and give us a chance to bring in some manufacturing. And so to give you an idea, this whole roadway would cost approximately $3 billion. I'm not asking for that, obviously. This little project, which moves things along, would be $2 million. But under the Virginia Highway Funding Formula, what happens is that they look at all this and they look mostly at road miles, but they also look at what money's already been invested. And in many areas of the state, some of the times the local government will be able to invest some money and move the project up the list to be funded in Virginia. But my congressional district ranks 422nd for median household income out of the 435 congressional districts. And that's according to 2018 census data. So the local communities can't help themselves. And this part of my district, which is the Coalfields part, is the most economically distressed area of my congressional district. So I would hope that you all would consider that, because, you know, even though Virginia receives federal funding for highway projects, based on that formula, a large amount of that money goes to Northern Virginia, Richmond, and Norfolk. And look, I have nothing against those regions of the Commonwealth, but this small amount of funding is really needed to help coalfields bring in jobs and opportunities. So we're going to reinvent ourselves, but we need some help to do it. And I would appreciate your help in doing that. I also want to bring up another project I've submitted also in the coalfields, and that is in Dickinson County, a county that a couple of years ago, they were looking to build a new school. They could only find 2 tracks flat enough that they could build a school on in the entire county. And the gateway community of Trammell is important in this community. And it was a coal camp built in 1980 as one of the earliest coal camps in Appalachia. It consists of virtually identical wood frame, 1-story, 4 or 5 room houses built along the narrow valley floor between the bases of 2 steep bordering mountain slopes. And I've submitted some pictures y'all can look at when you take this up. But funding would be used to address housing and community infrastructure in these rural, predominantly low-income neighborhoods in the coalfields of Appalachia. There's already work underway in this community, and this funding would provide economic development opportunities for this gateway community to the county, as well as affordable housing rehabilitation and other infrastructure improvements for residents. I appreciate your time and consideration. These are two important projects to my district, and I yield back. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Griffith. We appreciate your testimony and take it under consideration.
Thank you.
Seeing no questions, we'll turn to our next witness.